It's almost as if WWE are watching me. Yeah, the Great One doesn't want these. Clash of Champions 2020 definitely exceeded my expectations. I was really nervous about the ambulance match because I didn't really think this match needed this kind of a stipulation. It needed to be a normal one-on-one match. But dude, it was by far the best ambulance match I've ever seen, and it was definitely a match of the night candidate. We got the Big Show, we got Christian, we got Shawn Michaels, and my boy the Nature Boy. Ric Flair actually had sex after this. That's what I've heard. And what a phenomenal heel work by Roman Reigns. The new look, the shit talking, the need for approval. This has to be one of the most successful heel turns in recent history. And it's so relatable because whenever someone doesn't acknowledge me as the Divas Champion, the only real Divas Champion, the longest reigning Divas Champion, I get mad and I kick some ass. It must be all that testosterone in my body. Now, I did not watch the kickoff show, but Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura retained the tag team championships as expected. What? You're telling me Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura won every single match on SmackDown against the challengers and retained the championships? I'm shocked. The reason why it wasn't a kickoff show is because Nikki Cross could not be at WWE Clash of Champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler could not be as well, so we got some changes basically. But let's talk about the actual show. The show kicked off with Sami Zayn versus Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles, the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. It was for both championships, and dude, I knew it's gonna be good. I had high expectations. These expectations were exceeded as well. I mean, first of all, we got many cool spots. Like, this match was just entertaining the whole time. We even got that WrestleMania Jeff Hardy spot, which I did not expect to see since they actually replay that every single time Jeff Hardy is in a conversation. Yeah, F it, let's do it again. But Sami Zayn, my boy Sami Zayn, used handcuffs and he stuck them in Jeff Hardy's ear and to the ladder. This actually went for a while. Sami handcuffed himself to AJ Styles, but he had a key in his mouth. So that's how he won both championships. Sami Zayn outsmarted Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Wow. In most ladder matches, you kinda expect what you're gonna get, like it's pretty predictable. It's always entertaining, but this time, it was one of the most different ladder matches I have ever seen. And this can be said about this show in general. It was different. Every match told a story. So Sami Zayn is the real Intercontinental Champion, and that's what he said. And still, your Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Hardy's ears are gonna be fucked up, man. Dude, where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Sami Zayn is gonna just have his ceremony as the real Intercontinental Champion. What's gonna happen with the championships? Well, he's probably gonna carry one championship, so I don't know if the name is gonna change. Probably not. It would be stupid to call him the Undisputed Intercontinental Champion officially, but he should probably call himself that, you know. Then we got Raw Women's Championship match, Asuka versus Zelina Vega. The match was actually supposed to be on the kickoff show, but they changed it for whatever reason, and probably it was the right decision because the match was actually pretty entertaining. Something different for once, you know, not the same challenger. So I really enjoyed it, but of course Asuka retained the championship. After the match, Asuka wanted to shake Zelina Vega's hand because apparently she didn't expect so much from Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega said, "What about this?" And of course she kicked Asuka in the face. We desperately need a draft right now, man. The match was fine. Zelina Vega as a singles competitor is awesome. I appreciate that. But so far, no one actually on Raw feels legit enough, especially since Charlotte is gone. Now it's just Asuka. Like, that's it. Like, there's literally no one. Bayley and Sasha are on SmackDown, and I could be wrong. I believe these three women are the only legit women in the WWE right now, except for NXT, of course. So maybe Ripley should go to Raw, because we desperately need new challengers for Asuka. Then we got the United States Championship match, Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews again, and you know, it wasn't anything special. As much as I love the Hurt Business, I'm just sick and tired of this rivalry. I gotta be honest, man. It just doesn't feel like the Hurt Business should be facing Apollo, Ricochet, the Viking Raiders, because it feels like they're already above them. So I kinda believe the Hurt Business are so likable they should probably be in the main event right now and facing someone more legit. As much as I like Ricochet and Viking Raiders and Apollo, they're not legit enough right now. They're basically jobbers, and the Hurt Business, like I've said, are above them, and majority of the fans actually appreciate their work. This match, I'm not saying it was bad, I just didn't really care about that one, and of course Bobby Lashley retained the championship. Then we got Raw Tag Team Championships match, the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza, 69,532 matches. I could watch that over and over again, please more. Now unfortunately we got a very bad injury during this match. I don't know how serious it is, but it looked pretty rough, man. So we got the Spanish Fly and Angel Garza landed on his head. We got the X signal from the referee and the match ended in a very weird way. I believe people involved didn't know what's happening, so Andrade actually kicked out, but the referee didn't care. He counted to 3 anyway. Injuries happen, no one to blame right here. But hopefully everything is fine. I might need to check what's actually going on with Angel Garza right now. Maybe Andrade and Angel Garza were supposed to win the championships. I don't know, maybe that decision was actually changed because Angelo Dawkins seemed shocked. Andrade didn't know what's going on. I don't know. We got Bayley in the ring, and since Nikki Cross cannot compete, she said she can have an open challenge, but let's just say she won the match. And that's the only reason she won the match. If Nikki was in that match, I give you 110% she would be the winner. Nikki, I've put all my money, all my savings, my house, my car, my marriage, I bet everything on Nikki Cross. But she wasn't in that match, so that's the only reason she didn't win. We got Asuka. I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. But she's a Raw Women's Champion. Not the best decision. Anyway, we got the match. I didn't care about this one. Obviously, the result was actually very predictable. We all knew it's not gonna end in a pinfall or a submission. We all knew it's gonna end in a disqualification, and that's exactly what we got. But the only positive was Sasha Banks returned, and we got this big brawl. And at one point, Bayley was on top, but Sasha Banks stood tall. This rivalry is interesting, although I gotta say these brawls are way too long. We got the WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. So a lot of stuff happened in this match, and I'm not gonna remember everything. I'm gonna show you a bunch of screenshots basically, but it was way better than expected. I thought, okay, this is a stupid gimmick match, didn't really need this one, but this told a great story. This is what all this pay-per-view was about, storytelling. So in this match we got obviously a bunch of great spots, extreme shit, but we got the Big Show, you know, we got Christian, we got Shawn Michaels, everyone basically getting their revenge on Randy Orton, and of course Drew McIntyre won the match. I really liked this one. I loved it. Drew McIntyre looking weak. I mean, you can say that, I guess. It's a fair argument because he didn't win fair. Then again, it was worth it for the sake of a story. But what's gonna happen with Randy Orton? I believe the only logical way to bring Randy Orton back right now, because I believe he shouldn't be on Raw for a month at least, is to actually bring him to SmackDown. After the draft, Orton gets drafted to SmackDown, and you know, it's a different story. Maybe a babyface Randy Orton against Roman Reigns. That would be interesting. But for now, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, this story needs to be over because this was a great closing match. My boy, the Nature Boy, this dude got laid, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure Ric Flair got laid. And in the main event, we got Universal Championship Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. First of all, I dig the attire. Awesome, just perfect. Imagine looking like Roman Reigns. I mean, I can relate, you know, obviously. Imagine looking like this guy and still wearing a vest. Dude, I would walk shirtless in winter, in weddings, in funerals. I would be shirtless everywhere. The point is, it looks great, and now this guy looks even more like a douchebag in the best way possible. So this was all about storytelling. At first, it was kind of difficult for these two guys to wrestle because they're family, but then Roman Reigns just got aggressive. Obviously, Jey Uso got the upper hand at some points in this match as well, but I do like the shit talking from Roman Reigns. A lot of shit talking, like more talking than wrestling in this match in a good way. We actually got a spear from Roman Reigns, and he didn't pin Jey Uso because all he wanted is for Jey Uso to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. And we got spear after spear, you know, just a big ass beat down from Roman Reigns to Jey Uso, but Jey never acknowledged it. And that's all Roman Reigns wanted. I mean, he can win this match right here and right now, but he just wants to be acknowledged as the tribal chief. The way Roman Reigns was talking to a referee, to Jey Uso, was just phenomenal heel work, man. One of my favorite parts of the match was referee feeling sorry for Jey Uso, and Reigns is like, I've been kicking this guy's ass my whole life. Then we got Jimmy Uso with a white towel, you know what that means basically. And Jimmy said, give up, you don't have to prove anything. Jey Uso didn't want to give up, but the beatdown got so vicious that Jimmy Uso just couldn't watch his brother getting beaten up. And it was actually Jimmy Uso who acknowledged Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. Wow, just phenomenal. I would say 10 out of 10, man. The match was great, the story was great, the story behind it is great, the storytelling in the match is great, heel work is amazing. Roman Reigns, I cannot believe I'm saying this, Roman Reigns is the best thing in wrestling right now. This guy was so limited by Vince McMahon that all of us thought this guy sucks on the microphone, not that good in the ring, he's not talented, he's just a poor man's John Cena. Turns out, this man is great on the microphone. Phenomenal. So like I've said, this pay-per-view exceeded my expectations. Definitely a must-watch. I would not say it was worse than SummerSlam or Backlash. Lately, every pay-per-view is very enjoyable, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for watching the video. If you wanna check SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 Road to WrestleMania episodes, it's already on Patreon. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.